Hello and welcome to another update video about QNT Quant. Quant also followed a little bit Bitcoin's and Ethereum's movements. We have broken above this swing high here, which was the breakout point that I indicated in previous videos, where I mentioned to you that I will probably remove the path further to the downside as soon as we break above the $127.30 level. Because I had here on the chart an ending diagonal to the downside. This recently became quite long, so I already mentioned to you this could rather become an Elliott wave triangle, which now has also become unlikely at least, and is probably not a triangle because of this move to the upside, which broke above both of these previous highs. So what I have to do now, I basically have to expect primarily that we will continue to follow the path to the upside, which doesn't mean it will be plain and easy, just upside from here in 5 waves. But I will be able to give you a support area that as long as we're holding it, we are going to see further upside. It is very hard for me to count here the little waves. It is at the moment unreliable. I don't have a lot of material here to work with, so I cannot give you a reliable lower level wave count, which is also one of the reasons why I didn't make a video yesterday, because I thought maybe today I've got a bit more data, but it's just sort of small channel with a bit of a peak here, and it doesn't really give me a lot. No strong retracements, nothing really off the low. So I can really only, there's plenty of options how this could be labeled, and it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so it's like, you know, if I try to label this, I set it just up for failure. Yeah, and will probably make people think it is something which it might not be, and this is not responsible. But overall, let's zoom out. Yeah, so we moved up in 5 waves, still the view. We came down in ABC. I now have to make the assumption that we already bottomed here. Yeah, I have to say very clear that was not my primary expectation, but there you go. I'm not making the market. You know, I can only give you key support levels where we should ideally turn around, and this here is the key support area where we should have turned around, and I think we might be doing this now. It's of course a little bit too early to fully confirm it, but it starts to look promising. So this was the area to scale in. Yeah, I did expect it to go a little bit lower, but then again, these areas, the whole area is for scaling in. And usually when we get these areas, I would not try to wait for the absolute lowest low. Also, when I, for example, trade an Ethereum support area and try to go long, I would not only set the buy order at the very lowest point, I would try to scale in. But I did explain that before in QNT videos, showed you how I would normally scale in. I can show it again. Just for the future, if anybody missed that, because there are new people every day. So what I normally do with these support areas, when we get into them and I want to take the trade, I don't always trade these, you know, but if I want to take the trade, I would do it like that. So basically, lowest position here, maybe a medium position somewhere in the middle, and the biggest position down there, which might not always get filled, but the idea is that the biggest position is there where your risk sits. So basically your stop loss is just below that, and that means if you lose the trade, it's not a big deal because most of the risk is sitting here very close to the stop loss. And if you enter a small position here and then it stops out, it's also not a big deal because you only entered with a small position here. So, and that's sort of how you manage your risk. In very simple terms, we made an entire member live stream on that recently. So yeah, you know, I now have to assume, I showed you this wave pattern before. I don't find it very likely. I still don't find it very likely, but it's following it at the moment. You get unlikely bottoms. It is sometimes, unfortunately, the case. So, and I always make you aware as soon as possible if things change. So that's why we had the $127 level. So I have to assume now we bottomed here in wave 2, might now be in the 3rd wave. There is another option which I'm going to talk to you about, but this could now be the wave 1. A, B, C. It would have to be a running flat. This is a rare pattern, which is also why I didn't really follow that too much. I showed you the option, but not the primary. It can't be the primary because it's a rare pattern. But of course, if the market breaks resistance, we have to look at it. Now, we haven't broken it substantially. So the B wave high is at $133. So I don't want to say, okay, we definitely go up from here. In fact, I do usually not like to trade breakouts. I would scale in here, right? Because the problem is if you trade a breakout now, with the breakout, where would you set your stop loss, right? It's far away from key support, yeah, from invalidation levels. So That's the problem. Breakouts work, but breakout trades, but then the position size needs to be smaller. So yeah, we could now be in the third wave. I mean, this could be, again, this could all be just still a wave 1 here, yeah, and we might then come down in 2. If we do that, if we come down in a clearly corrective pattern, we might not get another entry point here, but that's at the moment only speculation. There's no evidence this is stopped yet. And this could now reach, I mean, if this is following this count now, it is going to come at least to $152.40, possibly a bit higher. Yeah, we've seen recently that a lot of the altcoins, when they start to run, they can overextend that. So you've got the extension levels here. We will update them as we go. And if we see that higher levels are reached, then we will update that. Important is that we can now focus on higher as long as critical support levels hold, and I will make you aware in a minute which support levels these are. So this is certainly now the potential, the possibility. There is another option which I observe as well, and this is the idea that we came down only in an A wave. This here is currently, as you can see, A, B, C. This could be a B wave, and we would then come down in a C. So you have a large ABC. I did mention that option before. And therefore we need to observe this area here, because this is the area where a B wave could get easily into. And if we see any weakness here, and if we only get, especially if we only get 3 waves up, then there is still a risk to get that lower low. And then eventually my primary expectation is going to work out, but my previous primary. But it's a bit too early to confirm that. So we just need to watch as we go, and we have to update the support area. What is the support area here? Now it's difficult at the moment because I don't have a very clear vision of the lower level wave count, but in most cases it would be the 50% fib retracement. So as long as we're now holding $118, it should continue to move up. Yeah, I will be able to be a bit more specific, probably in the coming days, as we see a little bit more price structure here. At the moment, there isn't much. What we see here is a small bullish crossover here of the moving averages. I've got the 20 and the 50 here, so it's not too significant, but the last time they crossed bearish, it was here at $153, and it's a good indicator, you know, that things could be here pushing to the upside a little bit now. And yeah, if we assume this might be a B wave, then this should also get at least to around $160, which is the 50% retracement. So I'm going to watch that for you, update you in the next few days. Other than that, there is not too much more to add at the moment. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.